100.
Yeah, thinking that it happened overnight. It didn't. In it for the long haul flight. Committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite. I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite. They timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight. I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, cause I'm timid. Look, wait. I got people trying to wish and pray that I'ma fall about it, all about it till we spoke in person. Don't wanna talk about it now, huh? Oh, you sound tough, toying with them, don't get wound up. How you wound up? Another number in the round up. Put the town up, I built this thing up from the ground up. And if I bounce up, I get my crown stuck. Green light go, got the east side flow. I'm a giant in the space like FIFA4. All the kids sing along like EIO. Every time when they see my show, thinking that it happened overnight, yeah, it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, they timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, cause I'm timid. Look,
Esto es talento y favor and you got no skill. I got drive, baby, you ustedes son road.
Best in the league, I'm the first round pick. First class ticket, we can go round trip. Started underground and the crown still fit. Crown still fit. Best in the league, I'm the first round pick. They don't gotta ask cause they know I'm him. Started underground and the crown still fit. Right? Crown still fit. Look, moving around, they tell me to stop. Nah, king of the throne, I'm taking the top spot. Bubbling up, I'm ready to pop off. Let me paint a picture for you, I'm feeling like Bob Ross. So get head on, I never ran from it. Hammer all these MCs, nobody can touch it. Flying out the family, tripping in Nantucket. I feel like Stan Lee, cause when I show up, the fans love it. Let's go.
Look, this is not a cameo. Popping like a can of Coke. Sending me a beat to send one back and with a ransom note. Young, rich, and handsome, no. Feel like Indiana Jones. Made enough this month that I could probably buy my family home.
Best in the league, I'm the first round pick. First class ticket, we can go round trip. Started underground and the crown still fit. Crown still fit. Best in the league, I'm the first round pick. They don't gotta ask cause they know I'm him. Started underground and the crown still fit. Crown still fit.
Hey yo, the crown still fit and the fit go crazy. Yeah, you working with a Leo, I'm the new Scorsese. I'm a gift to this world like a newborn baby. I don't mean to be so rude, but that's what New York made me. It's the Prince of Manhattan, been rapping since 9/7.
Wait, Prince of the internet did it since pandemic. Look, all the compliments given were backhanded.
All my haters wheelchair Jimmys that can't stand it.
Go and take a seat. Please check the IMDb. Still be catching.
What up? How's everyone doing? Happy Friday. Listen, it's one of those nights where I know I'm going to be up all night. I tried to prevent it. Spent half the day sorting. I know I'm behind on some things. I love my kids. I love my wife. I made a mistake and I gave in and I said yes to a puppy, and it is just like my life wasn't stressful enough. This thing is a fucking demon. We're trying so hard. But anyhow, tomorrow's the card show. And like I didn't have like enough lined up, as we all do in life, we tend to, I gotta put this out. We tend to bite off more than we can chew in life, right? That's why I always say, if anybody ever around me says I'm bored, I look at them like, dude, I can give you 50 things right now if you're seriously bored. Like I will make sure you're not bored. No one in life should be bored with all the options we have to do in our life, but I'm going to try to go live a little bit at the show. My sister's helping me. It's my favorite part of the show is that my sister and I do it together. If I'm being totally honest, I love doing the show with my sister. She's so much fun. We're all business for a while, and then when we're all said and done, when we're cleaned up, it's nonstop. If you've never set up at a show, I say this every year, do it. Just dive in, do it. I don't care if you're like, but I only have a few cards. Who cares? As long as the tables aren't outrageous, you can't do something like the National. This table, I think it's $40. Right? So if you can just have $40 worth of cards you think you can move that you don't really care about, do it for the experience. It's worth paying for the experience. It is a ton of fun. It's a ton of work if you do it right, but you will make money. Like, you'll at least, I should say, not necessarily make money, you'll unload cards that you maybe don't think other people would like. People love cards you would never even imagine they love because there are a lot of hobbyists out there. The internet is damaging to the sports card nonsense. To an extent, some breakers and like the internet message boards are damaging to the hobby. Truthfully, they are. Like we talked about with the patches and stuff this week, they can be super damaging to the hobby. But it's like what I said when I was a teacher and we'd go away at a conference and we'd come back rejuvenated, like ready to apply the things that we've learned. That's how card shows are for the collector. You see the collectors loving it, having fun, and you're like, cool. I realize why I love doing this, why I love being in this hobby. So get down with the foot soldiers, get down with the collectors. The internet message boards are a bunch of people who don't want to leave their computers, honestly. We're going to try this reversed. How's everyone doing tonight? You guys got to talk to me. We're going to try this in reverse. I'm going to take the 1-of-1 shot first because this is the only thing that's going to get me focused. And then we're going to pull the 1-of-1. Are we cool with that? Chris, what did you think about my idea for the hit cards to pass out to people when they get a banger? I like it. It'd go right here, Chris, where the picture is. It'd be other people's pictures. What up, John? I don't know if I said hi to you, Don and Hans. John, Don, Hans. JDH. Can you tell I'm tired? Cheers. I was letting people come in. We got a few more coming in. It's such a short box. It's the only 21 Spectra I'll probably ever do again, so I want to give people a chance to see it live. Cheers to you guys. Let's pull 1-of-1. It's weird. So this card show, it's always on the first Saturday of January every year. It's been that way since I was a little kid. I went to the show when I was 6, 7 years old. Not even joking. Every year. It's the one I took Paxson to when I discovered breaking. But before they added this extra season of football or extra week of football, it would always be wild card weekend. And like people would leave the show early and it was tough. Like come noon, people were heading out. But now that they added the extra weekend, actually last year and the year, I think this is the third year for it. They actually do stick around and the show goes a little later, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, Don, it's honestly like, well, we have a guy in our group, Nate Long, he brought his kid before, and we have a couple guys in our group to bring their kids, and I always encourage, I don't promote our breaks locally. Like, we don't have local people in our breaks, and the reason is I don't want to be the reason, like, I have animal, you know what I mean? Like, I can see how frustrating breaks can be sometimes, and I don't want to bring that into my personal life a ton or coax people into it. But card shows, I always tell people about. Because, like, you can always come and look at cards. So I like meeting the young collectors at the show, locals. Like, I always tell people that I know are in the cards, hey, bring your kids. It's a great thing to see. Randy Moss, that's going to be at a 99. I forgot how beautiful Spectra is. I don't need some dude locally banging down my door being like, I didn't get a hit. Like, what? It would happen. I guarantee it happens to breakers. I would almost guarantee it. I didn't get a hit. Jalen Hurts. Look at this. Neon lights. Is that a short print? Neon splatter. Look for parallels including celestial an array of inserts. I don't know, but that's a beautiful looking card. Neon lights, not numbered. Jalen Hurts. Dude, I didn't realize that there was a lot of stipulations, more than I thought, on some of these games. For example, last week, you remember I kind of went off about how it was stupid the NFL scheduled that Ravens game first, because if they win, the Steelers have nothing to play for. Therefore, the Bengals are just going to win. Jamie informed me yesterday, and I didn't know this, the Steelers still have to win, or they could get the 6th seed and face the Ravens instead of the Texans. I didn't know that was a possibility. We got Retro Spectacle, LaDainian Tomlinson for the Chargers. It's the second year? See, so then last year was the first year I remember saying, like, man, people are coming in late, 2, 3 o'clock. There was no games. There was no, like, Wild Card Weekend almost always had a game on at 1 o'clock on a Saturday. We got a redemption. Get your guesses in. This is going to be Ramondre Stevenson because every break has had New England Patriots in it. I hate seeing redemptions in the 21, but let's see what it is. Go ahead, I'll give you, remember it's 21. It could be a vet because Spectra's a heavy vet product. We're going to put it back there. We are doing 2 $5 hitless credits. We are doing, also doing a playoff fantasy spot too. So don't forget that. Oh, are you talking about second year for the Hurts? You were saying second year for the Hurts, weren't you? I thought you were saying second year for the 17-week schedule, Chris. Out of 149, Penei Sewell, rookie for the Detroit Lions. So the Bucks, can the Bucks miss the playoffs? If they win, they're in. They can miss the playoffs, though? Tampa Bay Bucks? I didn't realize that. Obviously, you know, there's all the things between the Miami Dolphins, the Bengals, and the Broncos. Here's a Kellen Mond out of 25. Give me 1 second. This is my wife. Hey, I'm live. What's up? Yeah. What's up? That's probably because she puked. Probably. Can I call you right after the break? Yep. Goose Fraba. Goose Fraba. Kellen Mond. Who can name that movie? Goose Fraba. Who can name the movie? Goose Fraba. All right, so either the Bucks or Atlanta can make. There's a Kellen Mond out of 25 for the Vikings. Who's getting the $2 movie trivia credit? Goose Fraba. We got a Kyle Trask. This is a 4 out of 4. What do they call it? Marble? Chris Taylor, $2 credit. Anger Management, you got it. I love that movie. You know what I watched today? Me, Myself, and Irene with Jim Carrey. That movie holds. Watch it if you haven't. It's on Stars. Dude, fantastic. I mean, I've seen it many times, but I didn't realize it held so well over time. Kyle Trask, 4 out of 4. Interesting thing is some starters will still play. Some won't, though. So that's the question about DeAndre Hopkins with the Chiefs. They've already said that Mahomes is doubtful, Kareem Hunt's doubtful, Pacheco's out, Chris Jones, like Kelsey, they're all out, doubtful. I didn't see Hopkins on that list, so they may let him go get his. And it's going to be Michael Carter at a 125 for the Jets, New Jersey Jets. Hans Hofstetter. All right, let's see what the redemption is. So I think it's a neon marble, which I believe is out of 4. Retrospect autographs. Card 2, Troy Aikman. You have a very good chance of still getting this card. As a non-active player, as a retired player, this is probably something they still have readily available. Troy Aikman, Dallas Cowboys. Bob Riley. That is numbered out of 4, I believe. I'm going to do my best real quick to look it up. Nice. Yeah, I know. I wish they would. So I heard a very interesting take on that, Seth. Someone said, why not let him play? Like, this is on, like, Good Morning Football or something I think I was listening to. Why not let him play a half? Because, all right, so do you remember we talked about this the other day? And we said... what earlier in the season we had a single game record to break, and he was like, nah, let the guys play. Well, apparently he went and said he did want to play, and the coach was like, no, you're not. Like, we're not doing this. We have bigger goals, which, you know, there's part of me that gets that. But when the player that's known to be like, nah, I want to let the guys get it, if he comes to you and says, I got this, I think you let him do it. Neon Marble is numbered out of 3. This is numbered out of 3. Troy Aikman autograph out of 3. Again, I know that it was recently expired, but because it's Aikman and it's not Mahomes and Allen, you know, it's a retired player, that should play. I mean, it makes sense. I get it from a coach, and I think Barkley's accepted that you know, it's his fate to not get that. But it's tough. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Oh, I just botched that pack. I like showing you guys the card. Travis Etienne rookie. Speaking of him, listen, why does this happen so much? We talk about a guy and then we pull his card. But yeah, so like a couple big ones are sacks. Who is the guy that needs a half a sack and a sack? Two guys that get $3.5 million. Oh, Von Miller for the Bills. If Von Miller gets a sack, he gets $3 million. You're gonna see him play. They're gonna let him play. Barkley out of 60. This goes out to the Giants though. And how about Nico Collins out of 75? Rookie for the Houston Texans, Dougie. I also wanted to do a real quick, this is not a rant, this is not me being angry, a real quick update on the patch thing. I did see something cool. For those of you who don't know, all the patching going on where it's not the person. There's been a lot more have come out that are the people. But did you see the positive feedback on, what do they call it, Jersey Fusion? And they've gone up in value. It's cool to see that there's some at least positive things for non-licensed, Jersey Fusion, maybe Leaf, things like that. And saying, hey, maybe we should respect a little bit some of this stuff. Corey Davis, the Jets with another one out of 35 going out to Hans. That's your second one. So it was cool to see that. Apparently there is a QR code on the back of Jersey Fusion cards that you can scan, and it specifically says what game that's from. Or what jersey, like they have a picture of the jersey they bought, what it was used from, where it's official, like where it's authenticated, and then they say, hey, this patch is from that. There was a discrepancy I did see where it said, this one said it was from a game with Giannis, that he had a triple-double, but when we looked up that game, he didn't have a triple-double in that game. So there's a little there, but that's cool they do that. And I'm fine with non-licensed jersey cards. I want my jerseys game used if I want them game used. If they're not... Like today, I got a very cool and a break. It just came in the mail. Ray Davis patch card out of like 49, but it's got 4 colors of the Bills on it. It's like red, white, blue, and black, something like that. It's on one of their jerseys. It was awesome. Love it. I know it's not his. You know what I mean? I know it's not. That's okay with me. It's an awesome Bills card. All right, we got a Melvin Gordon, numbered out of 75. You guys are too quiet tonight. That's why I haven't put another game up. And how about a Vikings Kirk Cousins out of 50? He will not have... Will he get picked up? So he'll be off next year. He will not be on the Falcons per everything I'm reading. Right? They'll release him before his cap hit takes place or whatever. And then there's conversation about J.J. McCarthy. Did you guys hear this? We have any Vikings fans in here? About a J.J. McCarthy trade. They want to stick with Sam Darnold, and they might be interested in trading J.J. McCarthy. I think that's a little premature, honestly. But out of 75, Nick Chubb, player used material. Remember, 21 did a lot more. That's another... Well, I mean, listen, Purdy's going to be in San Fran next year. He's eligible for an extension and a renegotiation of his contract finally. But I think if he does... Like, I think if they don't give him the numbers he wants, I can't see him not holding out, which I don't know if it'll benefit him, if then they still hold him another year or what. Kenny Nwagwu out of 50. So, we did get a huge hit. Unfortunately, it was in the shape of a redemption. Could be Dallas, but they just paid Dak. Why would he go there? But they just paid him $250 million. Didn't they just pay Dak like $250 over 5 or something like that, or over 4? Like $50 million a year plus? They can't just like all of a sudden be like, we're good. Do you know what I'm saying? You need a star QB or a rookie? So then how do you feel about Sam Darnold and Jared Goff, Tyler? Would you consider Sam Darnold a star or Jared Goff a star prior to the season? Two top quarterbacks this year. And yes, they're on good teams. They got good receivers. But like to your point, like I would consider star quarterbacks your Joe Burrows, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jacksons. Like, they've done it for multiple years in a row now, right? There's a couple other guys definitely mixed in there. But I'm just talking about the AFC mostly, right? At what point is Sam Darnold's an in-between guy, right? No one expected him to do this. No one expected Baker Mayfield after being in Tampa Bay, L.A., Carolina, after being in Cleveland, L.A., Carolina, and now in Tampa Bay. You know, his numbers are slightly behind Joe Burrow. Do you know that? Like, I heard this today, this argument, that if we're going to put Joe Burrow in the conversation, I'm not saying I agree with this, but they said Baker Mayfield's third in the categories that Joe Burrow's first in. And he's done it with a lot less talent on his team. I don't agree with that either, even though he lost Godwin. Evans is comparable to that. So I won't get into all that, although I do think Chase and Higgins, super 1-2 combo. But jeez, Baker? Oh, I agree, Tyler. I agree. You're absolutely right. Super Bowl winners. But if you go down the line, and I'll get to the recap here, and I don't really have a ton of time for this today. Let's look at this. Super Bowl QBs. Last 20 years. The winning quarterback. Ready? Patrick Mahomes. Matt Stafford. Patrick Mahomes. Or was that Tom? That was Tom Brady. Oh, Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady. So far, I would say Stafford. Would you consider Stafford elite? He didn't do anything, never made a noise in the playoffs for Detroit. Got to LA and did it. Then Nick Foles, although Wentz had a lot to do with it. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Joe Flacco, Eli Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Brad Johnson, Tom Brady, Trent Dilfer, Kurt Warner, John Elway, Brett Favre, Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Troy Aikman. These are the winners, not the people that were in it. I'm just saying there's been, 7, 8 quarterbacks over the last 25 years that have won it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, the Manning brothers, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, all the way down to 2001. 5 quarterbacks over the last 24 years who have consistently been there and won it. I mean, that's a diamond in the rough. You can't just rely on that, right? There's Hitman. I said Russell Wilson. It's like a dog whistle for Jamie. Boop. He said Russell. What the fuck? Do you know what I mean? And now you look on the losing side. Again, there's, you have guys that get there. Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, Jared Goff, Jimmy G, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Rex Grossman, Matt Hasselbeck, Donovan McNabb. This is still in the 2000s. Jake Delhomme, Rich Gannon, Kerry Collins, Steve McNair, Chris Chandler, Drew Bledsoe, Neil O'Donnell, Stan Humphries. This is now back to 94, and then there's Jim Kelly 4 times in a row. Fuck. But my point is, you can get there, but you're right. You're absolutely right. Elite quarterbacks win every time. Mahomes, Brady, Manning, Brady. And you got Wilson or Flacco mixing there. Manning, Rodgers, Brees, Roethlisberger, Manning, Roethlisberger, Brady. These are 5, 6 names. It is, but they were Super Bowl guys. They just didn't win. Isn't that crazy? It does sound much shittier. It does. It's wild when you start to really break it down, dude. Look at the list. It's cool. It's actually really neat to see. I wish I had more time to dive into it. But, all right, let's do a recap. Let's give away 2 $5 hitless credits. Let's give away a playoff fantasy spot. We had the Kirk Cousins out of 50. Melvin Gordon out of 75. Barkley out of 60. Travis Etienne out of 149. 10 out of 25. Kellen Mond. Penei Sewell out of 149. Jalen Hurts, Neon Lights. That's awesome. Randy Moss out of 99. Danian Tomlinson. And then for our hits, we had some nice patches, actually. For the Texans, we had Nico Collins going out to... Man, see, I knew I would get caught up in some awesome conversation with you guys. Dougie with the Nico. We had the Ramondre Stevenson, numbered out of 75, going out to the New England Patriots. It's Tracy Mahone. We had the Nick Chubb for the Cleveland Browns Sunday Spectacle out of 75. That's going to go out to James Shahaki. And we had the, this is out of 4, Kyle Trask Monumental, 4 out of 4 going out to the Bucks. That's Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. We got Corey Davis and Michael Carter. That's going to be out of 35 and out of 125. Spectra is nice. A lot nicer when you can do it for $22 a spot as opposed to $50 a spot. Kenny Nwagwu out of 50 for the Minnesota Vikings, Don Wiley. And Bob, I hope they get this one to you because this is an out of 3. I almost said Dak. Troy Aikman. Although I like Dak more than Troy. I'm not a Troy Aikman fan. I'm not even talking about as a player or a commentator, just as a person. All right, here we go. 2 $5 hit list credits. Good luck, everyone. Mahomes and Brady have 10, and the Manning brothers have what? 4 between them? It is wild, man. It is wild when you really look at it. Because you have a very good point, Tyler. It looks, after reading that list, you 100% need a star quarterback. Brady, Russell Wilson, Brady, Roethlisberger, Breeze, the Mannings, Mahomes. That's the list over the last 15, 25 years. That's what I said, Ben. I said Ben's on that list, Jamie. I just said him. I think Ben's on that list. He has 2. Breeze. I mean, it's sad to think, is Rodgers on that list? He has a Super Bowl, but he had a lot of opportunities he didn't execute. Chargers and Bears with the hit list credit. That's going to be Scott Steele and Doug Berger each getting $5 hit list credit. Let's give away that fantasy playoff spot. Yeah, I mean, I do think Ben. I know Zach hates when I say that. Zach is despises Ben, but I mean, maybe one of the reasons I like it is because I hear all the comparisons between Ben and Allen, and I was always a fan of Ben. I loved watching Ben play. He was a bigger version of one of my favorite quarterbacks, Doug Flutie. He just ran. He didn't care. He was on a tear all the time. So Rodgers, the one that Rodgers got, he took from Ben, so Ben could have had 3. We could dive into that more. We'll do more of that during playoffs. The New York Giants, the New Jersey Giants, Greg Eastis, you're going to get yourself the 3rd playoff fantasy spot. There you go, Greg. So Shawn Michael, Tracy Mahone, and Greg Eastis. Again, I'm working on what platform we're going to use for that. Love to rip more tonight. The problem is we're definitely going to go ahead and get to me. I have to get to getting ready for the show and cleaning up a few things. So appreciate you guys. I don't know how we started that, but that's a cool combo. I like that stuff. I'll be thinking about that. Might dive into that more. So, here we go. Here's something to look at. Ready? Hold on real quick. Tom Brady has 10 Super Bowl starts with 7 wins. John Elway has 5 Super Bowl starts with 2 wins. Bradshaw, Montana, Mahomes, Staubach, Manning, Peyton Manning, and Jim Kelly all have 4 starts. Peyton has 1 with different teams. And then Bradshaw has 4 wins. He's 4 for 4. Montana's 4 for 4. Mahomes 3 for 4. And then with 3 appearances, Aikman, Greasy, Roethlisberger, and Warner. And then the list gets pretty big when you get to 2, right? So even if you take Eli Manning off that list of what you say the greats are, let's say the greats are considered people who made it to 3 or more Super Bowls, all right? Let's just say people who made it to 3 or more Super Bowls, even if they didn't win. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 players in NFL history. That's it. In all the years of the NFL, 13 years in the modern Super Bowl era, 13 players have made it to 3 or more Super Bowls. Tyler, I think you're right. That shows you right there you need that dude. And there's no one on that list of 3 or more that we don't know. Craig Morton made it to 2-1-0 with either team. You know who I don't see on that list? Where's Roger? I do not see any Dan Marino. Where's Dan Marino? I'll have to keep looking. Maybe I'll do a Control F and see if I can search for him. Don't see Dan Marino on that list anywhere. But hey, who knows? Maybe I'm just missing him. Russell Wilson is on that list with 2. He's on the same list as Brett Favre and Joe Theismann and Eli Manning and Bart Starr and Craig Morton. Oh, I want it so bad, Tyler. I just want him on the one appearance. That's it. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Have a good night. Amen, Tyler. Have a good night, guys.